Hello, 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 everyone. I'm Dr. Tamara Beckford, and welcome to Inside the EntreMD Business School. Alrighty, we have a wonderful guest for you today, one of our rock stars, EBS Masters, as we call her. Alrighty, she's going to introduce herself. So, hi, Dr. Sarah. Tell us all about what you do, where are you located, and tell us about your business.
Hi, my name is Sarah Merritt. I am a physician with a business called Lifestream Health Center. We help patients with chronic pain primarily to live better lives. And we also treat some patients with addiction. We have a kind of a broad scope of things that we do in my business. We're located in Maryland. We're in Bowie and Baltimore. And I've been in the EntreMD Business School. I think I'm getting into my third year.
Yes, I know. Time is flying.
Yeah.
And with that, there's so many things that has happened, especially over the last 12 months. There's so many wins that we like to talk about. We like starting things on a high because we've worked so hard. So talk about the last 12 months. What are some of your tangible wins that you've had within your business?
Yeah, well, I would say the tangible win is really just that in my business, we've had the highest revenue ever. And
Wow.
that's just not an automatic or something that you can assume will be the case,
Mhm,
particularly in private practice as it is these days, where
mhm,
insurance contracts are more difficult, staffing is challenging, and we have, you know, unique challenges that are continuing to be there.
mhm, mhm,
And so in the face of many challenges, we've still been able to grow the business, really through better management, better
mhm.
processes. And without, we really are at a place where we probably will add some staff soon, but really without, say, adding staff, we've become, higher revenue and better profit. And I think
Wow.
for me, thank you.
Mhm,
For me, what I feel like I've experienced in the EntreMD Business School is really a lot of that concept of what got you here won't get you there.
yes.
So when I came into the EntreMD Business School, frankly, I had a seven-figure business.
Mhm,
But was I loving every minute of it? No.
mhm,
Was I having a lot of challenges? Was I unsure how to grow? And I think what I've experienced really is that ability to better understand and to change some of my own mindset in
mhm.
ways that are going to take us to the next level.
So amazing. So you came in, what we would say was already a successful business. However, you recognize that there was more to it because building a successful business, like you said, what got you there and trying to get you to the next step, they're two different people. So Sarah had to be able to move into this new person that she was going to be, right? So with that, within the last 12 months, you were still, despite some of the challenges, you talked about the real thing, right? Staffing, challenges, staff come and go. There are other tangible challenges that are out there, but despite all of that, you're able to get your biggest revenue ever. Now, there's something that you've also mentioned. And so we're going to kind of go into some of the intangible wins.
Mhm.
Let's talk about some of those intangible wins within the last 12 months. And you've kind of mentioned some of that, how some of the changes that you've had to make. So guide us through some of your intangible wins.
I think a lot of it's been just up leveling my mindset and my ability to see the leadership that my business needs.
Mhm,
I think on one hand, you can believe in your people and like, oh, well, look, I've got this business to some level of revenue, don't like the people. I believe in people, or like, don't the people like take over and do it for me now? And like, actually, no, I'm
mhm,
not there. I mean, there is a
mhm,
place where that can happen.
mhm,
But I'm not there. And recognizing that, understanding the difference and that, and also that that's not, a failure really. It's just like part of the journey.
mhm,
I think there's just been a lot of mindset growth for me in the last 12 months particularly and longer too, but I think where it's really maybe like gaining traction in my business and is like manifesting or showing up in a more a perceptible way, to anybody
Mhm.
on the outside.
Love it. So you recognize that you're gaining traction into the person who you want to be. And you've also mentioned that the business, yeah, you have this mindset that we have a team, our team's great. Should you just be able to take over? And the answer to that is maybe not as quickly as you think. It takes a while for you to build up to that. And you are in the process of building. And because you're building, it doesn't mean that you have failed because you're not there yet, right? You're building towards that. I love it, love it, love it. All righty. So when we have our businesses, there's some ups and then we have some downs. With EBS, we call those lessons. So what are some of the biggest lessons that you've learned within the last 12 months?
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, so many. I think really just the lessons around the mindset shifts for
Mhm,
me have been a lot around this. Um, what the team needs from me as a leader is some structure and process, to foster the accountability and the ability, frankly, for them to do their jobs.
mhm,
And that a lot of that is really what they need from me as a leader right now, where we are
mhm,
in the business. And so, I've embraced that. And, I think that has been a lesson, just
mhm.
to see and to implement that has been a point of growth for me this year.
I love it. So becoming the leader that your team needs and recognizing that, is part of the lessons that you were able to pick up and to expand upon. Because obviously were already a leader. I mean, you had the
Yeah.
team, but now being the leader that you felt your team needed, kind of building on your leadership quality skills were some
Right.
of the lessons that you pick up. You look at that, it's a lesson, right? It's not even, it's such a
Hmm.
big and important thing that and it's something that you're not going to unlearn, which is powerful, powerful,
Yeah,
powerful.
I think to just lean into those lessons and continue to use them. And absolutely, I think that's super important.
Alrighty. So now, how would you say that the business school was able to help you within the last 12 months to achieve some of your goals?
I think I really enjoyed just the community and the
Mhm,
group of people that we spend time with and interface with. I I think there are monthly challenges, and that's often helpful to jumpstart
mhm,
progress in a certain direction. And I may have my own agenda in the business of here's the things that I feel like I need to work on for, whatever reason that's like the rubber meets the road and this is what's
yes.
happening right now. But then the business school challenge is just like something that kind of works for everybody, something that
Mhm,
can be applied to almost any business. And so it's not the thing that I was thinking of, right? It's, I've got
mhm,
the thing that I'm thinking of, and then I've got the thing that's the EBS project. And so for me, um, those challenges, that's what's
mhm,
good about them, right? Is
mhm,
that it kind of draws you into that space of like, here's something else you should be thinking of. And if you're
mhm,
not, don't forget about asking. Sometimes the challenge might be around
mhm,
asking, putting yourself out there in some way, or um, any number of things.
mhm,
I think that's a main one. And I think the other is just really continuing to plug into quarterly goals, which can be so easy to just gloss over or move past when we just get caught up in the day to day. I'm just doing my job, I'm doing my business, I'm busy. But to really take the time to have, dedicated space and structure, frankly,
mhm.
to make sure that we are establishing those goals and interfacing with them. I think that's been really helpful also.
I love it. I love how you've described I think this is probably one of the best descriptions of how we're able to move forward within our business through some of the fundamentals, as you're mentioning, when we have our challenges that we have each month. At times you have your own agenda, but then some of the
Mhm.
challenges will bring forth the fundamentals in business that at times we'll gloss over. And those fundamentals are so important to keeping the business thriving. and it brings it back into the forefront. Things that are not very comfortable at times, such as going out and asking and consistently asking. And you're saying being able to work towards our quarterly goals, because we do have those sprints and accountability in our 90-day, living our days or our 90-day year, which we do in EBS, keeps that in your forefront to be able to hit those goals. So wonderful, wonderful. Now, I know there's some people, and I know they're out there and they are listening and they're on the fence and they're wondering, I don't know, should I join EBS? I keep hearing about it. I see some people here and there, and they're talking about wins, but what is it truly like to be in the school? And should I join? What would you say to that person?
I think if you're looking for a community that is a great source of support, I think, for me, I experience just having a lot of camaraderie around my place as a woman physician in business.
Mhm.
We are unicorns, right? We are not the same as everybody that's out there. There
Mhm.
are others like
Mhm.
us, but they are not just around the corner all the time. And
Absolutely.
so that is a unique aspect of this community. And women are not, right? Like I think
Mhm.
just the physician and business is really the common thread.
Yes, unifies us.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think that I think is what I would say would be if you feel like the community is an important thing for you. I think that is a very strong point. I think the
Mhm.
other, for me also would just be the ability for it to, kind of push you outside of your comfort zone and embrace the
Mhm.
challenges, the quarterly goals, things like that to move your
Mhm.
business forward in a way that that I think it's difficult to all by yourself. I'm
Mhm.
always impressed with these folks that come into the business school that like don't exactly know what their business is. But what's
Mhm.
amazing is like those people just make huge progress, right? Because very often,
Mhm.
I've seen those students go from like being uncertain of what they're going to do, having some kind of nascent idea to like really implementation.
Mhm.
And so, that's impressive. That's been impressive to me over the time that I've been there, to really see that evolution. So I think it's really can be effective in a variety of situations. But I think, for me, I was looking for, community and ways to evolve. But I think also you could just be on the front end and looking for some guidance. And I've really seen it be so impactful for those students. I just feel like I have to mention it because it's always so impressive to me to see people go from being uncertain of what their business is to like
Mhm.
implementation and revenue.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad that you brought that up, because there are many who are watching and they're thinking, well, I only have an idea. And maybe
Mhm.
the business school is only for those who are already, in business, thriving in business, who are trying to just, augment their business. But
Mhm.
as you mentioned, there are many students who have come in with an idea and they move from the idea phase to implementing and executing and
Mhm.
are thriving now, in that space. So if, like Dr. Sarah said, if you are out there and you're looking for a community and you're looking for a place to have accountability, definitely someplace that you're going to be pushed forward, even if they're just in the idea phase, then the business school is for you. So tell them any last minute words of advice before we take them out, because we've just given them a glimpse of what it's like to be in here. Any last words for them, Dr. Sarah?
Yeah, no, I would say just do it. I would say, Dr. Una puts out so much content and so many resources into the world. There is just a lot to draw from there. Engage with that, and if that speaks to you, then it'll speak to you even more in the business school.
Absolutely. So if you have gotten a glimpse, if you've gone into the EBS world with the content that's out there, I love it. She said, if it speaks to you, then inside you'll definitely thrive and you will be blown away, because as much as you're getting on the outside, on the inside, it is Disneyland for physicians. I think one of our colleagues call it. It's like physicians Disneyland here, where we're lots of unicorns doing amazing things. So we are welcoming you. So you've now had a quick glimpse of what it's like to be inside the EntreMD Business School. If you are thinking about it, come and join us. Come on and join us. Would love to have you. Thank you so much, Dr. Sarah, for taking us through your journey in the business school. And everyone else, we'll see you when you come and join us on the inside. Take care.